That's true. Consistency. Oh,
We took off the labels.
do we lose our sponsorship?
Okay, good morning. Thanks again for coming out. Another exciting announcement today. Again, we have President of Basketball Operations Neil O'Shea. Welcome to newest trailblazer Festus Ezeli and head coach Terry Stotts. We'll open it up with a quick statement from Neil. Be sure to state your name and affiliation when asking your questions. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. And I was joking, but I do appreciate you guys coming back 2 days in a row. It's an exciting day. I want to welcome Festus's brother, Ike, who got up very early. And the sartorial splendor you see before me is because Ike was willing to get on a flight at an ungodly hour this morning to bring him his clothes. I know he's pleased to have his younger brother here today. His agent, David Mondras, is here as well, which is a special thing for him to be able to do this 2 days in a row as well. So, again, welcome to Festus Ezeli. We're really excited to have him. Terry can talk about the impact he's going to make on the court, but he's another high character guy that is just going to be unbelievable in our locker room and in our community. So welcome to Festus. Questions? Maybe more than yesterday.
Joe Freeman with the Oregonian. Festus, I know you and your camp have been interested in the Blazers for a while now. What did you like about the fit? Why the Blazers?
It's a few different things. First of all, this organization is first class. We played them in the playoffs, so I'm pretty familiar with them, playing in the West as well. So I got to see a lot about the team's character in those moments of battle on the court, and that's when you get to know the other teams and their strengths and weaknesses, and their chemistry was something that I really admired on the court. Second thing, the fans. I noticed that when we came out here, the fans were unbelievable. And that's something that your team. We take pride in our fans, and that's something that as a basketball player, you love your fans. So when I saw that, I saw the energy. I wanted to be a part of that. A great team, great coach, great fans. What more can you ask for? A great organization.
Festus, Jason Quick from CSN. What do you like about playing defense?
What do I like about playing defense? Wow. I think it's being able to stop the other guy. I mean, that's something that, it's almost like taking control of the game in that way. If you guys can always trade buckets back and forth, but when you're on defense, you're in control of the other guy. I think that's the part of the game that I like the most.
On that note, what do you think you bring defensively? What are some of your defensive strengths?
Obviously, you guys will watch me play agility on the pick and rolls. That's something that I do pretty well, being able to guard out there. Block shots, rebounding, be a big guy in the middle of the paint. Talk to Coach a little bit about that, and, that's something that, he's going to, I'm going to do that to the best of my ability over here. I'm trying to be the monster that I can be, and this is an opportunity for me to grow, and I'm excited for the challenge.
Festus, what did the Blazers doctors say about your knees, and do you feel like that played a part in the terms of your contract?
Well, my knees, they're fine. I had a surgery last year to correct them, and I played the rest of the year with them. So I'm fine. I'm 100% healthy, and I'm ready to go.
Do you feel that played a part in the terms of your contract?
Well, I don't know. I think that it's not always about the money. For me, it was about joining this team, and I called in to, I wanted to join this program. So, I am, like I said, I'm excited about the challenge.
Terry, specifically, how do you see Festus helping you on the court?
Well, obviously, his defensive impact is going to be the most notable. He's coming from a very good defensive system in Golden State. He was arguably, his defensive rating in Golden State on an exceptional defensive team was outstanding, one of the best on the team. So he's going to have an impact on our team, for our team, whether it's in pick and roll, whether it's defensive rebounding, whether it's altering shots at the rim. He's athletic. He has a long wingspan. It just in today's NBA, particularly with the plan of playing Farouk more at 4. He's going to give us the ability to play a smaller lineup and still have a defensive component to it. So obviously his impact is going to be primarily at the defensive end, but as you've seen in the past, particularly with Robin Lopez here, being able spacing the court, rolling to the basket, I think his presence in the paint at the offensive end is going to cause problems as well. You know, teams won't be able to switch pick and rolls. So I think he's going to have a positive impact at both ends of the court.
Festus, Nick Krupke, Fox 12. How different is it now that you already have a ring so young in your career? A lot of guys chase it their entire career.
I think the best part about that is having the experience of being able to attain that ring. You know, that's what I hope to bring to this team. They have great guards and just a great team. They came out last year and they exceeded expectations. You can see that from the coach and from everybody how much they want to get better. And that's the first step. You know, and I bring that experience of, you know, being able to go and attain that ring, and I'm hoping to add some of that experience to this team.
Comfortable in a suit or a flannel shirt?
More comfortable in the jersey.
Neil, is this the most complete team you've constructed in Portland?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, we were very lucky, Jason, when we got here to inherit, you know, Wes and Nick and LaMarcus. You know, clearly we got lucky in the draft with Damian, so we were 80% of the way to a starting lineup. I think, for sure, I think this is the deepest team. You know, Terry told me I'm not allowed to talk about projected win totals in this press conference, so.
Thank you.
What I'll say is that I think that, you know, every iteration of the roster, including year one, you know, we've exceeded expectations. I do think, you know, the addition of Festus puts additional pressure on the team because, you know, it looked like there might have been a hole in terms of skill set on the defensive end that we've now shored up, obviously. Gives us more depth. I think we saw that last year. There wasn't a big fall off. You know, the way Terry managed the rotation, you know, we went from having one of the weakest benches in the league the year before to having one of the strongest. And, you know, as Festus comes from a strength in numbers, you know, kind of background, I mean, I think that's what we're looking to do here. I think it's a complete roster. I think we have a lot of answers. I think we cause a lot of problems for people. What I'm most proud of more than anything is, you know, everyone that's met, you know, when Evan got here and Shabazz and now Festus is just what unbelievable people they are and how seamlessly they're going to fit in to our culture. And we talk about that, and it's not just hyperbole. I mean, it really means something to us, and it's something we are proud of. And, you know, I think we want to continue that. And we didn't want to jeopardize what we've built culturally here in terms of the character level of the players we had just because of names and free agents. We want to be able to bring in people that fit that model, that we're going to appreciate how our guys behave, how they treat one another, how they accept their roles, and the ambassadors they are for this organization. So that's what I'm most proud of, is that we didn't sacrifice our ethics or our moral compass as far as the kind of people we brought in and still constructed what we think is going to be a very competitive roster.
Hey, Festus, Jay Allen, Rip City
Just a
Radio.
minute. Ditto.
Which part?
All of that.
Jay Allen, Rip City Radio. What did you learn about this Blazers team or appreciate about the way they battled you guys in that playoff series?
I think it's their competitive edge. You know, coming out and they pushed us to the limit at the time, and you know, I think the end score of the game or the end series was not indicative of how tough it was to win that series. And being here in this arena with the fans being so loud and all that stuff, I think all that plays into, you know, having a great team. And I can see the foundation of something really, really good starting over here. I think there's a bright future with this team. That's why I want to be a part of it.
Festus, I know you started basketball kind of later in life, certainly for most young guys.
Right.
And you were the videographer at Yuma, is that true? And I wonder, could you just give us the origin of how you got into hoops?
Origin of basketball for me was I came to the United States at 14, turning 15. You know, was challenged by my uncle to try to play this game that I knew nothing about. He thought it would be a chance for me to go to college for free. And I was like, sure. And I started playing this game. I knew nothing about it, and I wasn't very good at all. I got cut from my high school team. But, you know, that challenge, you know, me getting cut gave me that fire in my stomach that I wanted to, you know, I want to try and do this thing. And being a videographer, you know, doing all these things, you know, helping on the side and, you know, trying to learn about the game. Those are all things that I did to try to give myself an edge, to try to catch up with the game, to try to understand a little bit about it. So I'm still growing, you know, to this point. You know, I'm in the NBA today, and it's all a testament to the people I've been around, you know, people that have been willing to teach me and all the hard work. But at the same time, I'm still growing. I see a lot of, you know, the ceiling is very high, and still a lot of room for growth. So I'm excited for all that. I think that being here in this franchise with under coach is going to be a great way for me to improve my skills.
How big were you as a 15-year-old coming here?
I think I was about 6'5".
Huh.
Yeah, I wasn't good enough.
And then you redshirted at Vanderbilt, is that right?
I did.
You wanted to do that though, right? That
Yeah, I literally had never been on a team before that. I didn't play any sports. I played soccer as a kid, but we did that back home just, for fun. I'd never been on a team before, and so when I went to Vanderbilt, I told Coach Stallings that a lot of other schools wanted me to come in and play at the time. I said I didn't want to because, first of all, I had to learn how to be on the team. And Coach Stallings, Kevin Stallings at Vanderbilt at the time, he laughed. Like, wow, I got you, big fella. And, after the redshirt year, I learned so much. I continued into the year. And, by my junior year, I was, it kind of got to this point.
Festus, Casey Holt on Trailblazers.com. Did you say that you contacted the team about possibly signing? You said when you were explaining how that kind of played out.
Yeah, no, my agent contacted, and I said I want to be a part of this franchise because, like I said, I see a bright future with this team. And, it doesn't come very often where you have such talented guards like CJ and Damian, and then such a complete team with everybody else. I know Al Farouk just from, playing with Nigeria and, just kind of being around with the African scene and African community work. So I've known him through that. But, I know that this team is full of high-character guys. And, that is a great start in itself and, work ethic and all those things. But, I see good things happening here, and I want to be a part of it.
Neil, with other business hanging over the franchise, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask if your intentions of the Allen Crabbe match, do you plan on matching that?
You can remain remiss.
Neil, can you talk though about Shabazz Napier and the decision to bring him on board?
Yeah, so we're happy to bring in Shabazz. What we were trying to do, Jay, was we were trying to improve the team. We had the opportunity because of the cap holds on the restricted free agents. We really felt like probably their market value exceeded what the cap holds were, which provided us with cap room, and it allowed us to be aggressive in free agency. But we also have a model. It's the model you guys saw that we kind of pioneered last year, which was, guys on value contracts and younger players that we thought had a high ceiling. I think we were seeing the results of that with, a guy like Mo Harkless, who came in and hadn't really been given a great opportunity his first few years in the league, and obviously had a big year, for us last year. And I think with Shabazz, we just made a decision that, we have Dame, we have CJ, we have Evan. We have 3 primary ball handlers now. Last year we had 2. But we wanted to identify, a younger player that we felt like we could groom, put in our program, that hopefully develops the way that the guys, Terry and his staff have developed to date. We haven't had a lot of misses in terms of guys improving once they got here. So, we hope Shabazz comes in, he buys in. You guys will see a little bit of him at Summer League. He's a little bit behind the curve because he hasn't practiced yet. But, like I said, instead of just having a guy who's a placeholder who probably won't play relative to the amount of minutes that Dame, CJ, and Evan will spend at point, we wanted to play the futures game more and see if we could find something. So, like I said, we all saw what Shabazz did in the tournament a couple of years ago, and now it's just a matter of, whether or not he has enough talent when given the opportunity to grow into the kind of player people projected him to be 2 years ago in the draft.
He's going to play in Vegas, though?
Yes.
Terry, how would you describe this roster now?
Well, as Neil says, very deep. Still have a question about our restricted free agents, so our roster is not complete today. There's still some questions going forward, but I'm really pleased with the moves that we've made so far. Getting Evan Turner filled a lot of needs for us. Festus fills the need that we had, and certainly getting Shabazz, as Neil just mentioned. So right now it's deep, but it's not complete. When our restricted free agents are decided, whichever way that goes, then we'll ask me again.
It seems like you have the potential for a lot of versatility and different types of lineups. Have you kind of thought about that?
Well, again, it depends on what happens with our restricted free agents. If all 3 of them come back, certainly that gives us a lot of versatility, a lot of unique skill sets. But I'd rather not speculate right now until the roster's set.
You can have one of these in Vegas while I'm at the pool.
Yeah, we can do it together by the pool. You have the cabana, right?
Neil, you joked when you were coming in that you guys were capped out. Now, so outside of your restricted free agents, are you guys done with free agency at this point?
Unless you can ask Mr. Silver to give us some more cap room. We're capped out. The deal with Festus, we gave him every dollar of remaining cap room. You know, as you saw, we had to waive Cliff today in order to create additional, cap flexibility there. So we are. It looks different because the cap holds are still on the books for our restricted guys. But yeah, we are capped out. If my math is correct, we now have 15 guys, and we're not going to get any roster exemptions or any more cap room. So my spending days are over.
So in that regard, how do you feel about how it played out, at least up to this point?
I feel good. Look, there are a lot of things you guys aren't privy to. There's a lot of conversations when we look at the roster, how we're going to build the roster. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of it unfounded, a lot of names on lists that were never viable or we never had any interest in. So, I can tell you that we're very pleased with where we ended up. We had targeted certain guys in free agency. During different points of the process, we were able to be aggressive. Later on, we had to be more reactive because of our cap situation. But I think we maximized the cap flexibility that we had by the fact that our restricted free agents were on cap holds. And like I said, with the cap explosion combined with the cap holds, it allowed us to go be aggressive in building the roster without jeopardizing the ability to keep the core intact, which was the key.
Neil, if Cliff clears waivers and becomes a free agent, would he be invited back to the Summer League roster?
Yes.
Do you anticipate he would do that?
If he clears waivers, his plan is to play with us in summer league. I want to give him that opportunity. I would never pull a commitment from a player because of circumstances that were beyond his control. Cliff is a really talented young guy. I hope if he gets cleared off waivers that a team that really wants to embrace him and give him an opportunity provides that for him. But no, if not, we would never go back on our commitment to he or his agent, Mark Bartelstein. We would absolutely give him a platform to showcase his ability for the rest of the league in Vegas.
Any other questions?
Festus, just out of curiosity, do you have an idea about when you might get to Portland and when you're going to maybe set some roots here and maybe start working out?
Well, being that it kind of went viral that I bought a one-way ticket over here, I have to go home and, kind of sit with my family and try to figure some things out, decompress a little bit. But, I'm excited. I love the city. I love the people so far. And I hear there's a lot of great food over here, so I can't wait to get to that. But I'll be back later in the summer, and I got to go figure out the whole moving situation. But, I'm excited.
Where is home?
My family lives in Sacramento, so wherever they are is home for me. So hopefully they move here with me, and it'll be easier. So I can call it home.
Okay, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you. We'll do a quick photo op here.
I grew up in Sacramento.
Oh, you did?
I just popped the hamstring. I just got off the treadmill, and then I grabbed a quick shower, so I didn't stretch because we were doing this. So. One right in the middle.
Flip it around once the other way. Okay, Coach, if you can step out for just a quick second, and if you can flip it back around. Cool. Thank you. All right, and then Coach. Okay, great. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Earl.